Hey, what's up? This is Barber Johnny, and I'm back. It is Tuesday, January, what is it? The 20th. And I just got back from the men's stag, our book study. There's reasons why I'm doing these videos. For one, is that I wanted to do something different for 2026. All of 2025 and 2024, I was supposed to do these videos, and I just couldn't get the courage to do them. But this is I'm going to do it this year. Hopefully, I can do maybe 3 a month, maybe 4 a month. But I gotta start doing these things. And the other reason is because I truly do like talking about recovery. I really like talking about the mind. Everything I'm learning is for the first time. My first 9 years of sobriety, it was a very learning experience. Everything was like a lot of stuff is acceptance. Um, a lot of stuff is just learning for the first time. And it seems to me the 10, 11, 12, and what I have is 14, like things are starting to make sense. Things are really starting to click and having a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps. You know, I'm able to think, feel, and do things that I wasn't able to do on my own, on my own unaided strength. I really do believe that I owe a lot to a power greater than myself, which I call God. I really do. And like I said, I just like to share some of this stuff, and I don't know who's going to listen to it or if anyone's listening. Um, but this is what I enjoy doing it. So one of the things in our reflection, it was yesterday. It was talking about faith. It was talking about how faith has to work 24 hours a day, or for us. Uh, Let me read it. Okay, I'm back. So yesterday on the daily reflections, it was a good one. I wasn't able to do it yesterday, so I'm going to do it today. And it was talking about round the clock faith. Faith has to work 24 hours a day in and through us, or we perish. And I like that because in the beginning, of course, I didn't understand that. Today, the way I see it is the way my mind is looking at it is that faith, believing in something, um, something that's not there that you can't touch, see. But in the past, I always wanted to say I didn't have any faith, I didn't believe. But if I really think about it, I did. I had a lot of faith that that when I went to the liquor store, there was a lot of faith that I was going to grab that alcohol, the whiskey, and that I was going to drink it, and it was going to change me. It was going to change me into something that I wasn't. It was going to change the way I thought, the way I felt, but it was an outside substance, a material, right? And it worked really good for a long time, but then it just backfired on me like a boomerang, right? That's what it says in the book, like a boomerang, a forge a weapon. That was faith. I have faith that if I call my connect, that that drug that he gave me, if I smoked it, snorted, it was going to change the way I felt. I believed it was, and I had faith that it will. Now, whether it was good or not, it didn't matter. It just changed me. I didn't want to be where I was at that very moment. And sure enough, it did change me. So the problem wasn't that I didn't have any faith, or I didn't believe. The problem was that I believed in my direction was in the wrong direction. I had faith over there and belief over there. Today, I have learned a new way of living. I have learned these principles that I have to live by today in order for me to stay away from any outside chemicals, um, wet or dry, alcohol. Most importantly, that it'll keep me right sized and humble. So I had to learn how to direct that kind of faith and that kind of belief into a power greater than myself. And I believe today more than any of my past days is that as long as I keep working with other addicts, other alcoholics who are still suffering, them, taking them through the book, showing them, putting their life in the book and putting that book into their life, they could connect with a power greater than themselves, help them, introduce them to a power greater than themselves. And that's a faith that I have right now, is that as long as I keep doing this, my life is going to be good. As long as I keep putting my belief and my faith to a power greater than myself, my life will be a lot better than it's ever been. And if I look back into it, where's the proof? Well, I look back these last couple of years, I've gotten into some stuff, but I didn't have to pick up, I didn't have to drink, and if I can remember, I didn't have to treat anyone like shit. And that is a main point for me today, is just because my day is going wrong doesn't give me the right to treat people like shit, you know? And that's what I'm learning. So faith, I've always had it. It was just pointing in a different direction. I just had to rewire myself. Not myself, but someone had to show me. Someone had to show me how to do that. So, faith, I have to believe every day when I wake up. I got to thank God that He gave me another day and He woke me up again. And I got to always believe, and I have to have the faith that it's going to be a good day. I have a choice today that either it could be a shitty day or it can be a good day. Either God is or He's not. What is my choice? Here's another one that I learned is pause when agitated, right? My life had become unmanageable. Today, what is unmanageable is my emotions, my feelings and emotions, my reaction to anything. My first instinct is to protect myself and fire back. That is not God's will. That is my will. So I believe today is that as long as I pause, I'm asking God to help me. That's like walking into the spiritual realm, the fourth dimension, or the believing in a power, having faith in a power that if I pause, God will help me, will redirect me in a different way. But if I don't pause and I just react out of, emotions or feelings, about most of the time, it will be wrong. It'll be a negative reaction. And by doing that, I'm doing it my way. I'm doing it, my way. And I'm not relying on God anymore. So the reason I talk about this is because in the beginning, it was always, what is God's will? What is God's will? Years and years of not believing and not having any faith. I don't know what God's will is, but that's like a good baby step, to talk to people who are having a hard time with that. My reaction, if I don't pause and I just react, that's totally my way. That is me taking control of the situation, me reacting backed up by emotions and feelings, reacting, through fear, which usually is anger. So that basically is my self-will. But if I take time out to pause, which is it's very hard to do, you got to practice it like all the time. Remember, faith, we got to do it 24 hours a day. We have to practice this every day. Every situation that we come across is that we have to pause. And the minute I pause, I'm inviting God into my life. I want Him to redirect me, not to be negative, but to listen, not to react, just listen. Because my first reaction is always wrong. So by pausing, I'm asking God, I'm inviting God into my life. And when that happens, good things happen. I don't need to make amends. Um, I don't have that feeling, that guilt, like, fuck, what did I say that for? Because I don't know about you guys. Have you guys ever argued? Even though you're wrong, you're going to keep arguing. You're just going to keep doing it. Like, you're not going to back down. I'm not going to back down. That was like my life. I won't back down. Even if I'm wrong, deep down inside, I knew I was wrong. And that because I never paused. Today, I have a choice. Either I can pause or I can react. Either God is or he's not. What is your choice? Again, it's not easy, but it is possible. It takes a lot of practice. So those are the little things that I've learned throughout my recovery. And let me tell you, it's such a like mind blowing experience. Spiritual awakening. And again, I want to share with people, whoever's listening, whoever might need to hear this. It's not that I trust me. I'm the first to tell you, I do not believe I'm better than anyone. I'm just getting a lot better at making decisions, not like before. So, man, that's the thing, faith. You got to do it 24 hours. Believe that things are going to get better. Believe in a power greater than yourself. The way you believe that hit is going to change your mind, that alcohol is going to alter your mood. Believe that way. And the other one is pause. Pause is so important. So I don't know, hopefully you got something out of this. Again, we had a good meeting on Tuesday night, our Tuesday night meeting. Tomorrow will be Wednesday. I'll be heading to La Puente Center for my book study. I believe we're still in step 2. Came to believe in a power. What is it? No, came to believe that a power greater than myself can restore me to sanity. I didn't know that I was crazy. Not crazy. I just couldn't see the picture. I just couldn't see the truth of the reality of my world. So anyways, that's the thing. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll be making another one sometime this week. Just remember, you're not alone. If you think that no one can understand you, try them. Let them know what you're feeling. Don't carry that poison in your heart, and don't carry that poison in your mind. Let the universe get it. Give it to another friend. Talk to somebody. You don't have to suffer. You don't have to be alone. We all need help. I know I did. I know I do. I didn't think I needed help, but I know for sure today. And I think that's like a humility. In short, I believe humility in short is asking for help. Just ask for help, because I know I couldn't do life by myself. I was miserable, very miserable. Today, happy guy. See the smile. Anyways, so peace out. You're not alone. Talk to someone. All right. Peace.